Right, we're back, people. I had my first ever DC this game, and well, as you can see, we're here just in time to get the race started. So we missed the end of qualifying. So I'll let Ben
Yeah,
quickly fill you in.
it was ended by the last three drivers to come across the line ended up being top three on the grid. R2 didn't improve on his 19 flat, but Thorium and Surface managed to get into the 18s, laps of 18.9, and they were separated by 19 thousandths of a second. So quite close, and the top three ended up being separated by less than a tenth. But quite an exciting end. Unfortunate to have missed it. But we're rolling onto the grid now in the rain.
Yes, intermediate conditions. And when we head down to turn 1, brakes might be quite cold, so expect some collisions, but hopefully no retirements. CYP is the last guy to park it up on the grid, and we are now ready for the Italian Grand Prix here in SLR, round 10 of the championship. All 5 lights are on, and we are away. Looks like a good start from Thorium. Surface okay as well, but the slipstream is very powerful down towards turn 1, so look out for anyone making some late moves. Let's see what we do there. Calker's on the inside into turn 1, he should get second, and Thorium's a touch wide there. We've got some contact, 2 Ferraris sandwiching Calker's, but neither of them being able to get past, and Speedster onto the gravel trap there. He's going to fall through the field, and Calker's then eventually falls behind.
R2's had an absolute nightmare there. He struggled with wheel spin off the start, and he struggled with wheel spin on the exit of the chicane as well. He's down a 10th.
Speedster running outside on Franier, trying not to lose that position, losing yet more ground. He was free wide, like I say, of his teammate and Calker's on the exit of turn 2, and that just isn't a good idea, really, on that one. I think there's a car off there. Jammy Dodger nearly sailing off at Lesmo 1, and now Calker's falling down further, so I wonder if he got any damage or something on that lap, because he's now losing buckets of time. I mean, look how far ahead Surface is of this already, so I wonder just if he's had a knock or something that we may have missed.
Looks okay.
Yeah.
Front wing looks okay, but you know, could be misinforming us, but his teammate is right behind him here, coming towards the Parabolica.
CIP's had a great start. I think it's coming from 8th place there, so he's yeah, already on the back of his teammate for P4. And
Jack Sands come up through positions.
And yes, hello to the chat. Thank you for joining again, by the way. I know this is a very unfortunate situation, but we are live, we're good, and should hopefully have no more issues. We've got the 2 Cybers fighting with the last point up for grabs. Finish boy ahead of Jammy Dodger at the moment. Feel free to get active in the chat as well. Do feel free to be all happy and stuff. And yes, hopefully we keep all 11 cars in this race.
Maybe as well has got the jump from 5th on the grid, up into the podium positions already. R2's looking to make his way back, but he'll struggle in these wet conditions, of course.
Oh, there's Calker's taking a trip across the second chicane, loses no time. But once again, struggling on lap 2. Oh, his teammate.
That's a big one.
Big slides, yeah. I think Jack had a not as big a slide, but certainly a big enough one to give him a slight heart attack. And now we're going side by side into Ascari. And now in the dry this is hard enough. In the wet this is suicidal, and someone's going to have to back off. And that man is going to be Calker's, but CIP, as you can see, has misjudged his braking a bit, and he's now going to fall down to at least 7th. Franier will get a great run though. That'll be 8th, and all of that good work that CIP's done in the early stages is being outdone. And R2 nearly backed off there, but he decided to go for it anyway. Speedster now goes wide in the final corner. Look out for Franier there. Remember, no DRS.
Go right around the outside.
No DRS here on lap 3, so we're still racing just on pure speed alone, I guess, and slipstream. But plenty of battling now as we see up ahead Jack trying to make up his 5th position in this race and make it
2 by 2 by 2 here.
Yeah, we're really going for it.
Looking down the inside of Franier and CYP down the inside of R2.
Oh,
anyway,
nice
it's
move.
A double move past Franier, who struggles to get the power down on the exit. He's also having a rear end is jiggling all over the place there, trying to get the power down. R2 is on the outside of the Curva Grande.
Look at that, on a flat out corner, Franier still sideways. It just shows how treacherous his track is. I just wonder how many of these people just put a dry setup on. The drier setups tend to have a higher ballast and the ballast doesn't really work in the rain as well, because you know the back end's going to go a lot more in the wet anyway. So a high ballast is basically suicide. And Franer once again,
lost it, the
no, he's just struggling a lot. Like I say, high ballast that will likely be what's doing that.
Scary. To the outside, thinks better of it.
Got Mebe.
Slides a small bit deep.
Got
Jack's
Mebe now.
Nowhere to go. Yeah. Oh, he's on surface as well. Thorian beginning to pull out one of his trademark gaps.
Yes. Not as quick as he used to be, obviously. We've got quicker drivers from McNoy to challenge him. And back in the olden days, if you can call them that, of last season, he would have been a good 5, 6, 7 seconds of clear already. And Mebe fastens up the race, and let's cut to him now. See him challenging surface towards turn 1. Any later braking moves? We'll see one, but I don't think he's going to get that one done. He decides to back out a bit. Jack though, big lockup.
Oh, that's a big lockup. Ferrari goes straight on as well. So does Calkers.
Speedster's in Narnia, by the way, as well. He's
Speedster out of the escape road.
Love to know how he's done that. He's actually going to make an overtake there. So I wonder if he has. I wonder if he's got away with that. Oh, another move! Oh, Jack's DC'd, I think.
Oh, that's 3 cars off.
I think Jack's DC'd, or is about to anyway. He had a big lag spike there. His AI pop up. He's now got an alien indicator. And this is all starting to pop up on lap 3.
Maybe still after surface. I don't think we'll get him into a scary. We've got a bit of a train forming here. 4th down to almost 8th.
Possibly even 9th for Franer if fancies catching up a little bit. Jack's now got a 3-second time penalty. We've got Keaton in the chat there, going on about ping pong. That's a good way to describe this, actually, to be fair. And we've got Alfie McMatt Jensen, whatever you want to call him, he's calling it bumper cars. And let's see if we can continue those bumper cars. As Speedster has a little look in the last corner, we've got Jamie Dodger out of this race, so it's now only 10 cars left. Speedster making himself the 5th of those 10 as Calkers
box.
I don't see any front wing damage. Obviously the halo's in the way, so we'll see. No, it's a new front wing. So the contact at the chicane clearly wasn't helping him out there.
Yeah, that was probably Jack that caused that with big lockup. Moving on, Jack's starting to pull a gap to that big group. Starts to chase after maybe ahead of him, trying to get past surface, but it's tricky to make any sort of headway or get any sort of traction around here because there's not much to get really at the moment.
We've got Ray Willman going on about rain. I don't think he likes it. I think it's good. Maybe not on this track. It's probably the one track where you don't want rain actually, because it's always nice to see the cars go around at their top speeds. Now it's just a mess every chicane, being brutally honest, as we've seen so far. And let's see if CYP wants to make it more messy. He's already tried one move in the sky that's gone horribly wrong. He's going to not go for it this time. Or maybe he will. He's just cut the corner to try and get a better exit. Maybe he does fancy the move. Let's see. I imagine Jamie Dodger. Imagine Jamie Dodger, by the way, he must have died out of Scary because he sort of retired as the rest of the field was heading towards Parabolica. So it would make sense. It is the most difficult part of the track in the dry, let alone in the wet.
Oh, Speedster putting in some opposite lock there, coming through Parabolica.
CYP were much worse as well. He saved his ERS though. He's going to have a nice run into turn 1 as CYP. Let's see if he goes for it on the inside. He will indeed. Huge lockup, and that could be why Speedster was in Narnia before, and that's why he's in Narnia again this time. He's taking the chicane though, being a nice boy. And yeah, isn't quite ahead yet, but I imagine he actually might get a good run. As will R2, who gets by the 2 of them. Yeah, flew past there. I wonder if CIP had to let Speedster back through, possibly. But either way,
there's a bit of waiting there, I think, between CYP and Speedster.
But yeah, R2
Speedster probably waiting for CYP to prevent getting a penalty, and CYP might have been waiting for Speedster because he pushed him off. But R2 doesn't really care. He's got the position.
And yes, Alfie is making the bold prediction that Gump will win. If you aren't aware who Gump is, by the way, that's what we called for him after Canada last season, because he's like Forrest Gump, who just runs and runs and runs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I got
Oh, that's
maybe
R2
on
wide.
the
That's
outside
also
surface.
fun. Why we've got everyone going wide, and why is the running man starting to get slow? If there was DRS, we'd have surface into it now. So it looks like the running man is starting to slow down a bit for him falling back. So we could see a freeway fight for the win soon. Here's Space as well, trying to get back past R2, and he should get that one done. But I want to
Maybe
focus
to the
more on Mebe.
outside, down towards the Filio. Turn 1 on the outside. Gives
Yeah.
him as little space as he can. Oh, surface one tire on the grass, and not much space given there by Mebe, but he's made the move.
As
Oh,
has Speedster.
2x2 back here. Whoa! Surface with CYP with a big moment there alongside R2. Almost swiped him out out onto the grass, trying to save the rear end from going round. Oh, that's Frenier having a look on the inside of that group as well. Speedster, we're looking to make a gap to this group now. This is only slowing them down.
So we've got Finished Boy not really able to catch up to us at the moment. I assume he was still struggling at the end of qualifying, I guess. Just not having a great day so far. But P9 at the moment. And looks like Space has been a bit poor in the entry of Ascari because it's let R2 catch back up. And well, with these long straights, I think we may get some more moves happening here.
We might just.
So for him, the jogging man has started running again, unfortunately, for the rest of the field. And he sets a fastest lap. It's now 2 seconds clear, again a whole second on that lap. And R2, very close now to the back of Spacer, who defends to the inside. R2 will say, okay, then I'll try him on the outside then. But I wonder if he's tried to get Spacer to brake a little bit deep there, and he
big
has
lock
done.
up from Speedster.
It's yeah, he's tried to sort of scare him off the track there, and it has worked, R2, but he hasn't quite been able to find the room to get past. Because Spacer actually, jumping over the curves there, actually left R2 with nowhere to go. And a lucky escape there for Spacer in the Ferrari. Oh, what's happened to Surface? Surface has had a mistake, I think, there, and we've got Jack passing, so Tifosi will not be happy to see that. The Ferrari's now off the podium.
Yeah, he was ahead of Mebe, I thought.
We saw the overtake on
maybe they were battling.
We did see the overtake.
Oh, R2's gone past Speedster as well.
Yeah.
The Ferrari's almost in sync at the same part of the track.
Yeah.
Made small mistakes to lose them a position or two.
Look at this, here comes CYP as well. He always threatens moving to Ascari, and since we actually saw him try it once, I'm now really quite scared seeing him go on every lap. But luckily, no banzai moves.
I feel like that's the idea. From CYP, the Surface will be looking to get the position back from Jack down the back straight on the exit of Parabolica. Don't think he'll get it, he's a little bit far back, and both the Marin over to Jack's in the higher ERS mode actually. We don't think we'll get him.
So lap 9 already this race, we're already a third of the way through, and we have action throughout, and we've still got the 2 Ferraris. I think the 2 Ferraris have been the most sort of moving people today. They are seemingly everywhere, aren't they, today? And look like CYP was trying to have another go, but he's gone a little wide, and Franier had a huge slide. That saves CYP's skin there a bit. And now look at the Murphy Curva Grande Speedster. I wonder when we're going to start seeing some moves into that second chicane, because if you get a good run through there, I mean, it's possible. Let's see if he goes for it.
Very late on the brakes. Might have been contact there. It was just decent if there was contact, and he loses
2
one
places
and
maybe.
2 positions.
That'd be some move on the outside if Franier can make it, but not quite.
No, not quite.
No grip.
Just not the grip in these slippery conditions. I don't know if it's going to dry up either. That could really spice things up.
Well, it is light rain, isn't it, at the moment, so it could stop really at any moment, and then we'll be on to dries rather quickly after that, I would have thought. Kalkers gets a penalty down there in last place, so he's still trying to push it, but is just having a bit of a poor day now. He had such a great start as well. He was up in P2 briefly, but yeah, now he's stuck in 10th, and it doesn't look like he's going to move from there anytime soon. Yeah, I wonder if Surface is close enough to have a run on Jack. He's gaining, like, but just not enough, is it? And Space and I
Yeah.
falling down even more. There is Franier finally making that move stick down towards turn 1. You'd imagine so with the extra speed he already had. But Speedster will get back into the such Jimmy side. He can break, but it decides to break very early. This time it's Franier goes to Narnia.
Straight on.
Looking for him coming back onto track, and Speedster getting back past him.
And I think as well, you'll see, I've noticed with Jack and Surface, the reason Surface is struggling to make the move is because Jack is always able to have the ERS, sorry, to jump into overtake mode and stay ahead and be on the equal power, and give Surface's only advantage there is the slipstream, which isn't really giving him much, and that's a bit of a byproduct of just the longer braking zones in the wet. You'll always find that you'll have a bit more battery charge to use, just because you spend more time in the brakes when it's wetter.
I'm just trying to recall if this is where Jack got his first win last season. I mean, he's good here. He definitely did win last season. I'm sure, or not last season, season 3. We know he's good here. That's my point I'm trying to make here. I just wonder if he's shaping up to have another good day. It could be all about when we pit, because the rain has stopped now. Look at maybe Calker's taking a risk there at the back of the grid. You'd imagine they'd take probably Sauce to the end now. We'll see what they do though. But at the moment, rain stopped. Who's going to be the first man to take the risk?
I imagine it'll be. Could be anyone really further back.
And yeah, that's Nathan just confirming
there.
now. Nathan just saying there in the chat there was, yeah, season 3 Monza was Jack's first win. He got 2 on the trot and then everyone won again. So yeah, I said he's good around here. It's one of only his 2 wins. And Franier, my goodness, had a real run now. I was wondering when we were going to see something into Ashley Kane. Speedster's just completely got it wrong. Looking for him coming back onto track, but oh, a bad day gets worse for
the
Ferrari.
likes of Speedster now, he'll be looking to. Speedster at this point really doesn't have a whole lot to lose. He'd be the man now. Maybe not Calkers, he's very far back.
Look for DRS being enabled, by the way, as well, because if they don't pit this lap, Mebe is so nearly in that detection zone. He actually was for a brief moment, and it's now starting to close again, using all of the ARS he's got. But yeah, we could still see a fight for the lead here soon. And yeah, this is where we see the sets as well. You know, who was prepared for the rain? Who set up for a wet or a dry setup? We need to find that out soon. But no one pitting yet. Top 4 go by. What about R2? He's a little further behind. 8 seconds, in fact, behind Surface. Maybe one of these guys to take a risk. Speedster.
Speedster in the box.
Pitting, yeah.
Speedster in the box.
Finish boy passes him, so only Speedster so far in this lap in. Now we just wait and see what Calkers is going to do. Look out for probably, like I say, either softs or mediums.
Yeah, probably softs, I'd say.
Yeah.
An easy soft sent to the end in these conditions. And if my screen is telling me the truth, Speedster does jump on the softs.
Yeah, so only guy in the pit ends, Calkers has went past. So we shall monitor his lap times. Let's get the gap to the leader up, see how far he ends up behind out of the pits, and he's already nearly had a spin, and wow. That's not encouraging at all.
It's not.
Oh, that's not going well. That's just, yeah, okay, maybe these weren't the best tyres to go on. He has to go very slow for here, obviously, to make sure he doesn't get a 10-second time penalty. Unfortunately, though, we got a 5-second stop go. So he was slow, but not slow enough. And as you can clearly see, he's struggling. He is struggling. Let's see another heavy braking zone coming up here. Let's see how he gets on, and that's...
Oh, he's wobbling. Oh, it's very unstable in there.
He's going to kill himself, and he's failed even that. Yeah. He can't do anything right. He can't turn, he can't crash, he can't do anything. And, well...
the leaders now might come across his parked car on the side of the track. It was a shame from Speed 6. If he'd pedalled it together, he might have had a bit of an advantage there.
CYP had a slide from the Parabolica, and that's why Franier is now passing him. And yeah, this is treacherous now, these conditions. This is almost worse than the Inter when it was raining, because now you're at that crossover point where the track is just greasy. The Inters will start to get a little bit poor,
Mm.
and you can't push because you'll crash. It's a yeah,
It's
it's
a
an
point
interesting
where
one.
there's no tire that really will work very well, and that's a bad position to be in when you have to drive the car. So
Yes. Now, Jack, within a second now of maybe it's weird because for him, like I say, he was being reeled in, but then pulled away again. He's done that a few times in this race so far. It's yeah, an interesting tactic, I guess. Maybe just to save
gravel.
ERS and fuel. Maybe that's why he's letting them all back off, and then come on him again. It's weird, but yeah. Obviously, if the track stays greasy for a few more laps, it could become the super sauce when these guys pit. So let's see what happens this lap. No DRS enabled sign has come up, and that's generally a good sign that it's time for dries, and it has not popped up at the moment. So these guys should all just stay it for now. Jack's got a nice run towards turn 1. I don't think he's quite close enough, is he? But certainly,
Oh,
certainly
maybe towards the second
getting
chicane.
there. We've got R2 taking the plunge as well as CYP. What about Finish Boy? He'll stay out, and Calgers will. Let's see what he does as well. But CYP onto the softs. R2 similarly. And both getting out with no issues. So let's watch them two out of the pits and see how we get on into turn 1. It's a rather treacherous braking zone, even on just a regular set of tyres. Because
Oh, CYP sideways on the exit of the pits. He nearly puts it in the wall as well.
yeah, Archie's been
got a bit
smart
of
there. Like
surprise
he's
there.
been very cautious, as is CYP. But that looks like a proper handful. Jack, by the way, lost a lot of time. I wonder if he had to cut a chicane or something. But they're all starting to catch for him again. So yeah,
Calker's in the box as well. Was that for another set? No, that was speed set.
it's
Calker's pits as well.
oh, I don't know. This is not good. R2's nearly having the same accident that Speedster had. Is he catching? He's lost about a second there. What about CIP? Is he doing any better?
At this point, for him, he doesn't really have to worry about going fast. He just has to worry about keeping going and keeping on those tires and keeping
Maybe
on
takes the
track.
risk in the top 3. Sorry to interrupt there, but that's a massive pit stop. It's one thing seeing the back guys doing it and losing 2 seconds in a couple of corners, but now we're going to see one of the front runners try. This makes it a Force India 1-2 at the moment, of course.
On the gravel. R2's around. That's scary. That's an awful shame for him.
Yeah, so I really hope Mebe's not seeing the stream here, because if he is, he may be wanting to end himself at the moment, seeing what's just happened there to R2.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Maybe in the wall. Right in the exit of
Already?
the pits. He's lost.
Oh,
him.
wow.
Yeah. He left
That
the
was-
pits. He just put the foot down. That's a
That
big
was
mistake
quick.
from Mebe.
That was quick, wasn't it? Well, who
Yeah.
knew?
This is much Frannier now.
Oh,
See
he's
if he
spinning
repeats
as
it, he's
well!
around. Yeah, there he goes.
My
I
goodness.
mean, that's quite comical. I'm sorry.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Oh, it's beggars belief, isn't it? Who would have thought
Yeah.
the hardest part about this would just be the pit lane exit? Forget the wet weather, forget all that. It's trying to get out of the
We've got
pits.
Finish Boy in fourth.
Yeah, he's really starting to benefit from this now. He was, like I say, he was struggling a bit earlier. We haven't got this DRS enabled sign up yet. That's what I'm saying, is the main sort of sign that it's time.
It looks quite dry though, is the thing.
Well, that's what they're all saying. It hasn't been raining for a good 3 or 4 laps now, and I imagine that's what's making them say, oh, surely it must be time now, right? They're all hoping to be the hero in this situation.
Yeah.
But the
And
2 Force
all of-
Indias,
Oh, down the inside, Frenier.
Oh, look at this.
He's
Forium's into the pits. He's got a speeding penalty as well. Oh! We were all saying about Jack a few laps ago.
Frenier.
I don't know if we just got did we just get the DRS enabled thing up?
No, I don't think we did, but I know Frenier's smashed R2 down the second chicane. He's let him by. As a result of the big contact there, just struggling for grip.
No, we
Really,
did. We did. DRS enabled. So we are now. Oh, Forium's got his timing right, hasn't he? Of course it'd be him to get his timing right of all the drivers, but let's
Bang
see.
on.
Is it actually good timing? He's got now a 5-second stock penalty ticket at the end of the race as well as Franier retires, maybe showing us that it wasn't good timing, but let's
Maybe
have a
I
look at
locked
the
up.
gap. Is it increasing or is it falling? You can see Forium is
Here comes
hitting.
Finish Boy out of the pits. Head of CYP.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness, that is not great into there from Forium. He may. Well, actually, he's probably gained time, being brutally honest. He's just cut the second chicane and got nothing for it. But I think Jack might win this one. I really do think Jack can do this here, as we said before, and as Nathan said in the chat there as well. First win he ever took in SLR was here 2 seasons ago. He only has one more victory since then. I think, if I recall, the US Grand Prix that season. I'm not 100% sure on that. But at the moment, you've got to say, it's looking like the ball's in his court now. And he could go on to the Supers if he wants to. Let's see what he does.
He's on the Supers.
It's Supers, yeah. Supers in the box. Let's see.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's watch his teammate. On board
don't be stuck in the pits. Don't be stuck in the pits. Oh, thank God for that.
He's through. He's on board with his teammate now. See
Still
if he comes out ahead of him. It'll
though.
be very close if he's not.
There he is. He'll be ahead.
Oh, there he goes. Yeah, he just gets by, but he's on the softer tyre.
And a 5-second gap. I hope Jack is told about this by his team, but that's a bit wide into turn 1. But little does he know, but all he has to do is stay with him now, his teammate, for the next 11 laps, and hopefully we all sort of calm down now. We've had 2 retirements due to the rain and many more incidents, and now we've got CYP trying to pass Finish Boy, who's probably one of the biggest gainers, and not the biggest gainer from all that. And he now falls down to P6 as CYP gets his braking completely wrong and is off into the turn 1 curbs, but Finish Boy wasn't there to take advantage. Let's see Jack. Cold tires, remember, on this still greasy track, but not quite in DRS yet. But he's got a full tank of ERS. He's got some fuel, and for him, as I've seen so many times before, using every little bit of fuel he's got. And Jack has got just so much more confidence at the moment. Into the gravel though, maybe a little too much confidence. Let's not get this all wrong instantly. He's got the advantage.
He's really got to be careful.
The tyres though, man, the tyres might die quite quickly just because of the conditions. Like in a regular...
You just got to feel out the conditions right now. The instinct is to go after him, to get after him, because you're a second behind him and you want a win. But he's got to be careful because he can't trust them tyres yet. He just can't. It's too slippy. So he's just got to be careful. Keep an eye on the lap times.
Both off, I think. Oh no, Jack made it, but Forium didn't. And into the lead of the race goes Jack, the Irishman, taking the lead. Is he on course to get his first win of this game?
We will see. Very exciting times.
Oh, very exciting times. I'm getting flashbacks to the Christmas Cup.
Oh, big tag slapper out on the second chicane. Be careful, Jack. Be careful.
Hashtag definitely no bias here.
Yeah.
Please.
I mean, yeah. They're definitely still very dodgy track conditions, because on the ideal track conditions they would really be down the 22s on these sort of tyres. R2 there setting the fastest lap was only a 28, so the track is still quite greasy and still quite slippery. So they've got to be careful here. They could get thrown away at any corner. Just can't really trust the tyres yet. They just gotta be really careful, because they don't really know the limits, I don't think.
So what we have to see now, unfortunately, thanks to all the sort of chaos caused by those pit stops, all those close gaps we had are sort of gone completely.
6-8.
So that means we can sit and watch for him really the rest of the race and just see what he does. He has to overcome at least 7 seconds now, you know. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, ignore that. Jack has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 penalties. And Forium's got 3 penalties. I don't know if the speeding penalty...
One of them was a stop and go.
Yeah, right, so we have to work this out then. So 11 seconds versus 15 seconds.
So he's got to be...
Right then, so maybe he does have to use his tires. Although, by the looks of it, he's nearly there already. So this could be more tense than it looks. Although he has got 2 warnings, Jack, in the last 2 laps, so be careful, lad, right? You've got all of Ireland / Northern Ireland on your shoulders at the minute. Not that anyone else cares. He may have already messed it up himself. I'm just sort of picking it all up and then realising he's got millions of penalties.
Well, you know, he's got 8 laps to unmess it. He's 3.1 seconds ahead now. I think he has to be 4.
Yes,
So
I think
let's
at
see
least
how he
4.
does. I will be back in a minute.
While you're doing whatever you're doing, I just wanna let you all know that Surface could be the man to win this race at the moment. That's a Fosi. We'll be looking at all this and thinking, oh, we've got a good chance now. There's only 3 seconds the penalty here. So Forium has got, I think he's got 11 versus 3. As he goes a bit deep in turn 1, does he spin? Not quite. So, and then I think 15, 11 and 3. So, as Jack says the fastest lap, he actually is racing this man here. It is Surface, the Ferrari driver at the Italian Grand Prix, who has probably got no idea. He's had quite a crazy race so far, but this win could well be going his way. So, yeah, the Ferrari fans, all of the Fosi who've turned out today in the rain, might well be getting rewarded here with seeing a Ferrari triumph. It's looking very likely at the moment. For him, for him has to make 6 seconds, and basically so does Jack. So it is Surface then, who is on course for the victory here, but we'll just see. 7 laps to go at the end of this one. Can he hold on to this one? See, the top 3 at the minute, they probably all think, I'm not going to win this, I'm not going to win this, I'm not going to win this. We'll see quite a shake-up at the end of this one, I think. As Jack tries, but he has to make 6 seconds. I don't see that happening anytime soon.
I mean, yeah, I'm back, by the way.
Yeah, Surface has a 3
Since I
second.
left, he's gained a second. I
Surface.
Don't know, he's faster.
Yeah, Surface has a 3 second time penalty only. He's got 15 and 11 seconds of penalties ahead of him. Surface is well on course for this one.
There's definitely going to jump Thorium. But Jack needs another 2 seconds in the next 6 laps on Surface. Ooh, that's a big ask. That's a big ask indeed.
It's a huge ask. He's going to want Surface to start getting some penalties soon, but at the moment, after such a sort of crazy day for Surface as well, he hasn't had the easiest of races, but has he won a race this season yet? Or was it Speedster he took it?
I'm not sure. I think it was Speedster. Yeah,
Either
I think
way.
it was Speedster, and then he was second.
Either way,
Don't quote me on that.
looking like we're heading towards a second Ferrari triumph of the season here. And like I say, what a place to do it. But, let's not jinx him. Let's not jinx him just yet. Mebe, you gotta say, Mebe as well. I don't know what penalties he has. Mebe has he's got 3 penalties. One was being a stock go, so he's same situation as for him here. But
so if Surface gets 1 more warning, he gets another 3 seconds.
Let's just once again quickly go over this for anyone who's not really noticed. 2 penalties for Jack. You'd assume that those are 3 second penalties, right? So that's 6 already, and then 3 more. That is a further 9. So that's 15 seconds, and for him, we've got 2 penalties in 1 lap, and then another penalty. We think 2 of those are 3 second penalties, and the other one is a stop go, which means 11 seconds, and like I say, Surface only on the 3 seconds. We've got Nathan there saying in chat that Surface hasn't won, and of course he hasn't won yet, but I'm thinking he's pretty much there, as long as he can keep it on the track.
We will see.
Apparently if Surface wins, he'll have 25 points to 4 him. I'm assuming that's in the championship fight.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Oh yeah, remember that.
Yeah, that thing.
That thing that we're all here for at the end of the season. Apparently, we're all playing for F1 20. These guys are all playing to win F1 2019.
Yeah.
News to me, that. There you go.
Kucker's the first car into the 23s. So
Alfie Jensen
really
McMahon is reporting a dislike on the video. Unbelievable. How could you not dislike this?
Right.
Aren't you feeling
What's
the
his
tension?
address?
What's his address? Alfie, we need an address, we need his email, and we shall grief him.
Yeah.
2 dislikes. Are you on your separate
Jack.
accounts? Is it you that we need to be attacking, Alpha? 2 dislikes. What are these uncultured swine?
What's it? Jack set the fast
Another
lap. Oh, he's got
penalty.
another penalty. Well,
That's
and I
game,
guess
set, and match. I think there, and
that's unfortunate because I was about to say.
that'll also be him behind Forium.
Hmm.
No, I would
He did
assume.
just set the fastest lap of the race. Now R2 has it, but he got to about 5.5 seconds he needed to be sixth, and then he got a penalty. But so that's all irrelevant now, and that doesn't matter.
Yeah, can we just end this race? Because I don't really know what's happening with the gaps at this point. I'm sort of starting to get confused now, if I'm being honest with you. This
Yeah,
is like...
there's a lot of penalties.
When do you ever see a situation where a guy 9%... when do you ever see a situation where a guy 9 seconds off the lead is actually the man who's going to win it? Must be a first for me, anyway. But it looks like it's got to be him. The Tifosi, they don't look too excited, but they don't look too interested at all. Haven't seen a single Ferrari flag anywhere. Codemasters, come on. Codemasters clearly forgetting that this is the Tifosi here that we're trying to make look bad, but yeah. 4 to go, I think, and apparently we've got 4 dislikes now, and Alfie is one of them, so I'm gonna block you on Twitter. I'm sure that'll be very disrespectful to you. Yeah. I'll show you now.
That'll ruin his day.
No, I just wonder if Jack's tyres have now started to hit a cliff, because we're all starting to close them now. It looks like Surface is, well, you say he had a fastest lap. Ford's now starting to close a bit. And, well, Jack's, his times are okay, actually, in the middle sector. He's looking all sweet at the moment. I just can't believe it. The one race he actually has a good run and is going to win, and he does this.
Yeah.
God's sake. He could have been safer for him as well if it wasn't for that extra penalty, and now for him starting to catch up to him, but it's just Surface is right there, ready to do it.
I imagine a lot of those penalties were got on in the intermediate conditions.
I think pretty much all of them.
Or maybe in, or
I'll check
maybe
now.
a lot bit of it was in the greasy conditions as well, where I think he went straight on once or twice at the chicane.
I think 2 of them came in the greasy conditions, and then 3 of them came in the actual wet conditions, and then 1 of them's come in the dry.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, Alpha's confused. No, it's Surface that wins now. Surface. Finished boy loses another position. Surface, I think, is winning this one. Thanks to just humongous amount of penalties to the guys ahead of him, and somehow only having 3 seconds himself. It's quite extraordinary, honestly, that he's only got 3 seconds. I wonder if anyone's got less than that, because, I mean, that was for a pure corner cut, I think, as well. There's like, he only has like 2 warnings in this whole race. I mean, you've got people very close to retirement here. You've got, say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 penalties. R2 is the only guy in the field at the moment who's got no penalties, along with Finish Boy. Calcus has got 3. Franny are out of the race, but he already had 1 before then. Speedster had 4 before he retired, and Damage Dodger had 3 before he retired. Sorry, 2 before he retired. This is weird. Just a weird situation. R2's banging in the fastest laps, by the way. Now we're finally into those 22s you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, that's when you know they're really dialed the car and the tyres back into the dry conditions. We've got 2 laps to go here, and it's looking very confusing.
Good for Surface. I think it's going to be Surface from Forium and then Jack. I think.
Yeah, which would be a shame, of course, for Jack.
On his return to
SLR. But he will still be very happy.
Take a return podium.
Solid return from him all around, even with the penalties. It's good to see him back racing in the big pink Force India or Racing Point. So it was kind of both that season, wasn't it?
Yeah. Alfie's, I don't know what Alfie's on, but I think he's trying to say that Forum's going to win this one. No.
Alright, just agree. Yeah, alright, Alfie.
I don't know. You're just confusing this more. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Right, I've got
Sure,
gap.
sorry,
Right, listen.
anyway.
I've got gap to the leader here, by the way, on screen. I don't know if you noticed, but this is a leader, not interval, because we're more interested in surface to the leader. And it's easier just to look. He's got 7.5 seconds, okay? It's easier. We're on to the final lap at the moment. And I think it's going to be surface who takes this one. So we shall follow him round. The Tifosi are probably not even that excited yet. And, well, we're about to see them possibly get a little excited. Let's find out. But, yeah. I really hope Surface has no idea as well. Hope we get a lovely little surprise reaction in the chat or something. But,
Yeah.
yeah. So far for Ricardo Grande, final lap is going on well. He's still pushing right to the end, as you can see. Just run out of his ERS and all that now. Really, he's giving it all. He's okay on fuel as well. I saw he had a warning light on, but he's okay. Just about has enough to get to the end. And as long as he just keeps it on the track, doesn't get another penalty, I think we're going to see him take this race. And, well, Jack and Forian will still be on the podium. Forian will actually stay in second, I think. Although the gaps are very quickly closing down. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. But Jack, we'll just wait and see. But I'm staying with Surface. You can ignore the front two guys. They don't really matter. Because here comes Surface now. Out of Ascari. Last big sort of danger zone on the track. And now into the Parabolica. The Tifosi stand. They get ready to celebrate. It is a Ferrari taking the victory at Monza. Here we go. Surface to the line. Takes the Italian Grand Prix. For him second. Jack in third. Here comes Mebby around the final corner now. And he is going to come home in fourth, I believe. We'll see what penalties do. Here comes CYP, only about 4 seconds behind him. Maybe he'll jump, although he has 8 penalties himself. So, probably not. And, yeah, 44 seconds off. R2, he's going to jump, I think, ahead of CYP then. We'll see. To the line. He should be 5th now. Finish score as well, possibly up to 6th. Let's find out.
P5 for R2.
Yep, finish boy goes up
P6
as well.
for finish boy. And Calkers is only at Ascari.
He's, I think, going for a fastest lap, or at least he tried.
He got it as well at
before.
20.7.
He's in Narnia. He's just trying to get to the end now. That'll be a penalty. Yep. Not that he really cares. Oh, come on, hurry
Don't
up.
do donuts. Don't do donuts.
This isn't your
The end of stream if he
celebration.
does donuts.
But, yeah, let's say Calker's heading through. But, yeah, Ferrari victory. 1 out and 1 on the top step of the podium. And probably a very surprised Surface as well. He is your winner today. And finally, Ferrari looking to show a better form. It took them long enough,
Always
didn't
doing
it?
donuts in the stream.
Oh, well, looks like I'm not watching him. I'm not watching him. Don't give it attention.
Don't watch him. Don't watch him.
I'm not giving it attention. We're here to celebrate this guy. Fine, we'll have a little look. Oh, he's
No.
no, I caught him as he got it wrong. It's fine. I caught him as he made it a mistake. It's good. You know, in other leagues you'd get banned for this. Making a new rule? Making a new rule? Disqualified.
Anyway,
He got
that
8 for the end, I
was
mean, you know.
Round 10.
Yeah, it was a good race as well. For
That
once.
was quite exciting, but the man in the red suit stands on top of the podium in his hometown. Or, well, in the team's hometown.
Well, yeah, he probably was nowhere near there.
Yeah.
Don't know where he's from. He's Greek.
Big
Thank
flag
you, no.
over his head there.
Yeah. Just ignore that. The Irish fly back on the podium as well. Slightly happy, even though I'm technically Northern Ireland. I mean, it's close enough.
It's the same island.
You know, yeah, same landmass. Close
But
enough.
that's a bit of a touchy subject. But anyways.
Yeah, don't talk to anyone who's actually passionate about that type of thing. They will rip your head off. Anyway, let's confirm the order then. It is Surface taking Ferrari's home victory then from Forium, Jack, Mebe, R2, Finish Boys, CYP, Calkers, Fran here, Speedster, and Jemmy Dodger. 4 Finns, by the way, all in a row there, 5th to 8th. Quite cool that. But that has been round 10. I think we have 3 more to go now, and according to Nathan, it's a 25-point gap at the top. Honestly, I don't know. But, yeah.
Well, trust me.
Well, we keep going on about how bad Ferrari's season is, but if it is only 25 points, then maybe they've still got a chance to get a clutch championship, but we'll find out soon. 3 more races to go. F1 2019 looming, and apparently the winner of the championship also gets that game for free. So hope you haven't pre-ordered it for him or Surface, because you could end up finding yourself with 2 copies. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and yeah, we should be back next week. We've got A1 after this with Nathan, I believe. So,
yeah,
yeah, watch that as
that's
well.
in a bit.
But anyway, yeah, like I say, thank you all for watching, and thanks to everyone for tuning in as well after my DC issues, and yeah, safe travels. Goodbye.